What's up guys, Tony Hannity's here from Lazy Tech TV, and I already posted a video of what's on my phone with my daily driver, my Nexus 6. Go ahead and check that out in the description below, there'll be a link there. But right now, we're gonna do another what's on my phone, but with my work phone, my Lumia 830. Stay tuned. All right, so off the bat, work phones versus personal phones. Usually there's not a lot on the work phone, so it's a little boring. So that's my caveat. There's not a lot of whiz-bang stuff with this. For those who don't know, the Lumia 830 is one of the mid-range phones that is available on AT&T in the Windows Phone arena. Now this is predating Windows 10 Mobile, so this is still Windows 8.1 or Windows Phone 8.1 even. So I'm missing out on a lot of new innovations that Microsoft has done. However, as a work phone, this does what it's supposed to do. It works. No pun intended. It's not really a pun. I mainly use this phone for phone calls, conference calls. I do text messages with some of the people that I train and their managers, and coordinating dinners and events and trainings and things like that. But there are times where my other phone is either out of my reach or the battery's completely dead. So I have no other option in regards to communicating with the internet, and I reach for this guy. So let's take a look at what's on this phone. Oh, it's upside down. This one. Okay, so for those who don't understand how Windows Phone works, because it still works the same way in Windows 10 Mobile, it's very tiled based. I mean, that is the main purpose of it. Very similar in nature to that of you customizing your home screens with Android. That's what Microsoft is attempting, if you will, at doing with their live tiles, which you may have seen from Windows 8, and they married that over here. So right on the top row, very similar to my Android phone, I've got the most important stuff. I've got my Outlook email. I don't have a lot of my Outlook email. In all honesty, I don't really use my Outlook email. That's attached to my Microsoft account, and nobody knows what that is except for like a small handful of people. So I don't have any major notifications. I mean, as you can see from it already, is just a bunch of marketing kind of stuff, if you will. But then right next to that, kind of a mishmash of like my social networking, Instagram, Twitter, and then Facebook. Here's the thing. Facebook and Instagram have updated their applications for Windows 10 Mobile, which is great. It's wonderful for those people. For me, I'm still on like Instagram beta, where I can barely do anything. Underneath that is my other work email inbox. And then adjacent to that is my Facebook group for work. So for those who don't know, my day job is a market manager for Microsoft. So obviously they're gonna give me a lot of Microsoft stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. My opinions and everything that I say about Microsoft and about this phone is not swayed by my employer, although I'm very happy that they give me a phone. I'm very bullish about how I feel about certain things here and there, which is evident because I still use an Android device as my normal daily driver. But obviously this has its own benefits. And then I have like my photos, weather, Cortana. Cortana is awesome on Windows 10. There's still some drawbacks with Windows Phone 8.1. I don't know exactly why it's not really communicating with my devices too well, but all my other devices, even my Android phone that has Cortana, there's no problem right there. People, if you don't know, People is your contact list, but it also mashes in like their updates from social networking and things like that. Concur. Concur is a great application for those of you that get reimbursed or expensed out for your mileage or for your tolls. Concur on the website also allows you to book flights and hotels and stuff like that, which would integrate into this if I were to do all that on Concur, which I don't, but I could if I wanted to. Okay, underneath that, you got my calendar. If you remember from the Nexus 6 video, calendar is very important. Now, what's really nice about this is that with live tiles, I don't have to necessarily have the huge widget that takes up the whole space to tell me what's going on. It'll tell me my next appointment that affects my day job. And so my next appointment tomorrow, I have a conference call at 10:30. Next to that, calculator. Calculator is a big deal for me as well too, because I can't add, I can't do math whatsoever. Store. Now, okay, before you say it, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about the lack of apps or what have you. But yeah, there's not a lot of apps. I mean, there's a lot of apps, but there's not a lot of AAA apps. I mean, like for example, it's still Instagram beta on Windows Phone 8.1. There's no Snapchat. There's no hyperlapse from Instagram. There's obviously a few things that it's missing, granted. But this phone's kind of living in the past with Windows 10 Mobile and universal apps and the bridge that they have from iOS applications to Windows Phone applications and all this other stuff that's going on. We could feasibly see a bunch of new apps that are coming out. So yes, Windows Phone 8.1, not a lot of apps. Windows 10 Mobile, potentially a lot more applications. I don't normally use GPS on this phone too often, but when I do, I'm the Dos Equis man. No, when I do, I use either Here Maps or Waze. What I like about Here Maps is that it allows you to download maps offline. So if I don't want to use the data that I have allotted for me, I can just download it so it's cached on the device itself and then still get the directions. I miss out on traffic conditions and things like that. So there's kind of a caveat and there's a balance to using downloaded offline maps. But if I wanted to use online maps, I always recommend Waze. Waze is one of the best applications. Now mind you, Waze came out before Google had bought them from Israel. And this company came out of nowhere, creating a crowdsourced mapping application that basically gamified driving to a certain degree. For a while, no one really cared. I mean, I actually met with the CEO and founder and talked to him about Waze, and I thought that, great, this is a really cool idea. Too bad there's Google Maps. And then 2 years after that, 2 or 3 years after that, Google goes and buys them. So Waze is still on Windows Phone 8.1. However, I don't believe they're on Windows 10 Mobile. Let me just check real quick. It's still on Windows 10 Mobile. Next to that, sports. Hey, well, how about them Giants and the Niners, and most importantly, in this season, the Warriors. All right, yeah. So that's kind of where I follow my sports. But incidentally, I get all those notifications on my Android device, so it's kind of duplicate. So it's going bloop, bloop, bloop. It's kind of annoying. And then underneath that is a mishmash of things I really don't use. What is this? What is this? Lumia Cinemagraph. What's a Cinemagraph? I've never... What does this do? Oh, it's one of those. What's this? What's this? What's this? Lumia Storyteller. It's a new way of sharing exciting photos. Okay, I'm never gonna use this. Lumia Creative Studio. So what can I do with this? Is this the photo editing app? That's photo editing app. Okay, I'd probably use that if I knew that was on here. Lumia Beamer says goodbye. Oh, but that's nice. If you guys remember in the last video, I said music and media in general very important to me. Incidentally though, on this phone, that's all the way down the bottom, not like the main top. So I've got my music, which is integrated into my Groove music, which was Xbox music, if you guys remember. I don't pay for Groove, mind you, because I do pay for, Amazon Prime. I think I already went over this. But incidentally, a lot of the music that I've uploaded to Google, because of the folder it's in, automatically gets uploaded to my OneDrive. It's what gets automatically uploaded to my Groove music. So there's that. Same thing with video. I have a bunch of video that I can stream when it's on my OneDrive, which is kind of cool. And then after that, I have FM radio, Pocket Cast. I told you, I use Pocket Cast everywhere. MyTube, not YourTube, MyTube. There's no YouTube app, and arguably I could go to youtube.com, fine. But MyTube does it pretty well, and incidentally, MyTube also allows you to download the video of whatever it is that you're watching, so you can watch it offline. Netflix, kind of goes without saying. And then TV series. When it comes to nefarious applications, I usually don't have a lot of nefarious applications. TV series is kind of nefarious in the sense that, well, it is exactly what it sounds like. Once you open up TV series, you get, well, pretty much almost any TV series, at least the English-speaking TV series that are either available or not available. So right now the spotlight is Family Guy, and there's Sons of Anarchy. I mean, some of these obviously I can get on like Netflix and Hulu. I was recommended this by somebody. I'm quite surprised that Microsoft did let this get through their curated list. It is what it is. It's I believe it's a $5 download for the application itself. So that's what's on my Lumia 830. It's not very interesting whatsoever, but there's definitely a few things on here that are very useful for me as a oh hey Cortana, how you doing, as I go about my day. So if you've got an 830 and you've got a really good application that you found in the Windows Phone Store when it was still Windows 8.1, let me know. Maybe I should go ahead and try it out, check it out, and review it. But otherwise, yeah, this is the second phone, or rather second device that I'm showing off what is on it. And the third and final device is going to be my Surface Pro 4. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Google+. And as always, you can leave your comments in the section below. You guys are awesome, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.